Hi, I'm Charlene Willis with the Opal Group, and I'm here with Laura Bartus, Director of Learning with Humana. Thank you for joining us, Laura.
Thanks, Charlene.
We are here at the Fall Edition People Development and Culture and Engagement Executive Summit, and you were one of our featured speakers, so thank you for that. Yeah. And I would love to pick your brain about a couple of things.
Sure.
So the panel discussion that you were on was bridging the skills gap amid technological adoption and disruption. Kind of a mouthful, but a real challenge, a real everyday challenge. So I would love to hear from you. What were some of kind of the key insights or the topics that you touched on when you were in front of the audience?
So a lot of our panel discussion was on the fact that amidst all of this, disruption with technology, with, AI capabilities being more, explosive than ever, we still have to focus on the people in the organization. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of what I talked about, a lot of what my fellow panelists talked about was focus on what are those skills that are going to carry us from what we have right now in our organizations to where we're going. Because, the things that got us here are not going to get us to the next phase in our evolution.
They did their part.
Yeah. But a lot of the skills we discussed, and I think a lot of the skills that are really important to me are things like agility, being able to handle change because the pace of change is, increasing, and making data-driven decisions. I think in learning, sometimes we have focused too much on just butts and seats. We focus too much on completions. And what we really need to focus on is business impact. And one of the ways we do that with skills is by helping our teams and employees in the organization focus on how are we making an impact? How do we know that we're making an impact? So like if we're not making decisions based on data, we don't know that we're making any changes in the organization and really helping the organization.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, is it actual real change? Is it perception? Is it that you think that we've completed all of these things, we really see the results that we want, but if you're not measuring it, there's no way to really know, right?
And did it actually happen if we didn't measure it?
Yes, I love how you said that. Did it actually happen?
Yeah.
I love that. I feel that, no, because I do feel like every day you have your checklist and you have your daily, monthly, annual strategy, KPIs, things with your team, but did it actually, I love that.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, thank you, Laura. I'm gonna borrow that for the future.
It's not my original thing.
Okay.
I'm sure somebody else has said it before, but I just thought it was brilliant, so.
No, it's a good point. It's a good point to keep up. But yeah, to transition to our next question, what are some of the actionable insights, right? The keyword actionable, right? There's so much that you absorb around the other executives that you meet here at the event, but what are the insights that you learned here that you're really excited to take back to the office or to your team?
Yeah, there were some really great presentations, and one of the things that I absolutely loved was focusing, one of our presentations mentioned, have AI do the I know this part of the job so that we as learning teams, as development professionals can focus on the having people practice doing the thing so that they can have skills come out of it. I thought that was brilliant. I loved that. Because if we have AI do the critical thinking parts of the job, we're robbing ourselves of the ability to think critically and make truly intelligent decisions. So I liked the have AI help practice the baseline skills and then have us do the more synthesis, analysis of things.
Yes.
Love that. And then there was another presentation talking about learning metrics and building an annual report. And honestly, Charlene, I haven't done this in years. I had another team that did annual reports, and it was always giant. It was, if any of my fellow team members from that team are watching this, it was 40 to 80 pages.
Oh.
And no one's gonna read that nowadays.
Yeah, yes, that's a good point.
It's too much, we need smaller chunks of information. But it really struck me that we might be doing great work, we might be making an impact, but how do people know what we've done if we're not telling them? So I think one thing that I really took away was we need to market ourselves and the awesome work that we've done.
Oh my God.
It was brilliant.
I love it. It's almost like, did it happen and did we tell anyone about it?
Right.
Oh my God, it's like step one, step two.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking notes. This is wonderful. So it transitions into kind of our final question, which is always hard because it's looking into the future. In your opinion and what you do, and what do you think are the future trends in the next 12 to 18 months? Like, what is coming your way?
I think we are going to see more AI taking those frontline skills and evolving how people work on those front lines. So, people that are in warehouses, people that are in call center roles, a lot of their work is going to be automated, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think we can help those people build up more critical thinking skills so they can think about the why of the work and instead of the what or the how. Why is this important? Why is this customer calling and what's their frustration? How can we solve it? So maybe the AI gives me the answer, and then I as a human am still in the loop and I can think about, what are we fixing? I think that's going to be a big thing. And then I think that we're going to see that Gartner report that said we're going into the trough of disillusionment with AI. I think that's going to happen a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think we're going to come back around to, all right, this is just another tool set, and now we need to figure out how do we embed it in the business.
Exactly.
So it's going to happen in learning too.
Of course. Everything is coming our way, and whether you like it or not, and like you said, we have to adapt to it, but also, did it happen? Did we tell anyone about it? Like, that's really at the end. Oh my God, I love it. So I think we could chat forever, but I really thank you so much for sharing your insights so far, Laura, and I hope we see you again in 2025.
Thanks, Charlene. Appreciate it.